Hey, Blue Rockers, Connie Willis here. How are ya? I don't know how well this fire is going to go, but I'm going to give it a shot. I had it all set up before, and it was in perfect mint condition to start. And someone threw their cigarette in it, and it burned some of it, and so it kind of messed it up. But I'm going to keep poking at it and keeping it going, I hope. Seems like it got kind of moist. But now it looks good, but it's only burning the papers. I think what I got in here is a little too big. We're gonna hope it works. There's something in there that's kind of funky. Like metal or something. Anyway, hey. Come on, keep going for me, keep going. That's going to be the light where you can see me. Oops. I just lost the log. Keep going, fire. Keep going for us. Come on. Come on, fire. Come on. Come on. There's something like a hanger or something in here that's messing it up. I don't know what that is. Me crazy already. Come on, come on, get that fire going. Don't go off yet. It's gonna bounce back up. Don't touch that longer, no. Well, we got a little fire, and I wanted to say hi to everybody tonight because it is a Bigfoot Friday. Now tonight, oh come on, fire. Come on, buddy. Come on. I'm going to keep trying, so hang in there. It's not one thing, it's another, right? Come on there, buddy. Come on. Come on, come on, come back up, come back up. Oh, someone killed on my good stuff. I can't believe it. Hang in there, folks. Hang in there. Hang on. One more time here. Ugh. Hate getting wood in the dark because you don't know what's crawling around or slurming around or whatever, you know what I mean? Okay, let's try this again. Like I said previously, I had this thing going. It was going to be perfect, but it got kind of screwed up. Okay. All right. Let's just hope it catches. Let's hope the good wood catches in there. So, it's kind of a cool Kentucky night tonight. And because it's in the mid of October, I got me some Halloween candy. Nerds, got little tiny nerds. So anyway, I'm hoping you guys can hear me. I think you can see me. And I just wanted to come in because it's Bigfoot Friday. I was asked this weekend to go where Squatch Man is in his hotspot. And couldn't make it because Lerner needs somebody to watch her because she's going to be, there's nobody to watch her this weekend. So there is a possibility I might be able to go there tomorrow afternoon or something for a couple hours. And if that's the case, I'll take you with me. Because I would have really liked to. It's a really good night to be out. It's a clear night here in Louisville, Kentuckiana area. And I think he's going to have some really neat things happen for him tonight. He's got a couple people showing up. And I think it's going to be a really good night for them. So I'm sure right now they have a fire and they're sitting around it. And Squatch Man has already learned not to cook anymore. So I'm sure that's not going on. One time he had this incredible spread and then he burnt it all. We keep telling the secrets of him burning it all. Anyway, I just wanted to say hello to you and let you know that I still remember you, and Bigfoot Fridays are incredible and I don't want to stop them at all. I earlier shot a crypto Connie that you'll see sometime tomorrow. I couldn't do anything in my studio tonight because I'm uploading that onto YouTube so that you can see it later, like, you know, tomorrow. Just trying to get you involved into that kind of stuff. It's just another playlist, just like there's Bigfoot Friday, and there's a crypto Connie, and then there's, you know, Penny and me. There's all kinds of neat things, and that's what I love about it. So, but I really love my fires, and I really love talking to you guys. I hope you can hear me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my camera a little closer. I just don't want it to melt. It's my iPad Pro, and I don't want it to melt. So I'm hoping you guys can hear me from that distance. I really can't tell, except I'm going to get on my phone. I'm going to see what you guys have said, because I think then I can hear you. Let's see. I think my fire is going to be okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see if I can get you guys on YouTube. Okay. And I should be able to read what you guys are writing. How's that for Fright Night, huh? That kind of cool? And that light over here is a solar, one of those solar lights. So, okay, let me go to the live. Cool, I can see that it's live. How many? Oh, I can already hear me talking. Oh, 16 of you are on there. Hey, everybody. It's kind of cool. You don't know until, you know, you look and see. So, okay, let me find the live chat. All right. Okay, cool. I got you. All right, let's see who's on here. Hey, DJ, you were like the first. Arlo, hey. Nope. Arlo was the first. Reverend Davey, excellent. Ralph, hey there. Oh no, she's burning her furniture. Maybe. Big fire for Bigfoot Friday. That's right, Christopher. Hey there, Mary. How are you? Yeah, and I gotta watch the hair. You're right. What's that behind you? Well, I gotta tell you, I did hear something earlier. I don't know what it was, but I was doing some work inside and heard screaming outside, and I looked down the hill and somebody was in our driveway. I don't know what was going on. Somebody could have just been turning around. I don't know, but I'm a little weary right now. So if anything happens to me while you guys are watching, there was some sort of disturbance at the end of our driveway. Could have been just somebody driving by and getting a fight with somebody else. I don't know. I just saw a vehicle in our drive and then it pulled out. And haven't heard anything since, but it's really dark out here. The mic is far away. Yes, it is. But I'm hoping you guys can still hear me. That's just the way it is. This way you can see the light on me, but I can't burn my camera. Hard to see the live chat in the dark. Nope, nope. This is all about being around the campfire. This is all about being around the campfire. If we were around the campfire, this is how we would see each other. It's all about that tonight. Nothing special, but I think that's special. Let's see here. Flick your bick. Let's see here. Oh, you guys were hanging out when it was dark. I see. I'm sorry. Let me catch up with you. Okay, you got me good. I can see better in the dark. Yeah, Slee Stack. Yes, you can. I saw Slee Stack that you added some stuff. Good luck with the stuff that you put up there. I didn't get to see it, but I saw that you put up something. Slee Stack Rules is, well, Slee Stack, you can decide to tell people if you want, but Slee Stack Rules is a YouTuber. And if you'd like to share your other work out there, please do. If you don't want to, sorry to bring it up. Yeah, so Squatch Man, hey Melissa, so Squatch Man is out there squatching tonight, and he did, uh-oh, it's getting worse, isn't it? Oh my gosh, it's getting worse. That's not bright enough. You see if I can get this closer to the fire. You know what, I'm just gonna let you all see the fire, and you can hear me. You don't need to see me. Let's see. Let's do that. Right? There you go. Just do that. And then you can hear me. I'll just stand right here. And just do something like that. It get you a better shot of the fire. This is a little bit better. There you go. It would be just like you had a marshmallow and you were putting it over the fire, and that's what you would see, right? So this is good. I'll be able to talk to you this way. I think you guys can hear me okay. I'll check on my phone and then we'll go from there. Little Penny's outside with me. It is a nice fire. It's a very nice night. And okay, you see me and hear me, or you see the fire and you hear me pretty well, so that's good. Okay. Yes, the marshmallows are inside. I actually do have 2 packs. And keep it quiet because Mom will want me to make her some. And when, you know, Ner, and when Ner wants some, she doesn't want like 1 or 2 and it's all dainty and everything's nice. No, she wants more and more and more. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Mom, get over here and do it yourself. You guys can understand, right? So, yeah, tomorrow if I can make it over to Squatch Man's place, I will. And, you know, most of you guys know I like to do it in the day because if I hope to see one, so the time to see one is in the day. I like to look around and get the feeling and the vibes and see what I see, you know, glyph-wise or structure-wise or footprint-wise. And, you know, that's exciting for me. Coming up across one in the dark, which I have a couple times, is not exciting for me. It's scary. It is. Even though they've talked to me and you know, it's still just so different, you know. So I prefer to get like a daytime kind of thing going first before, you know, I guess it breathes down the back of my neck in the dark. Just me, maybe not you, but me. So, so anyway, I may be able to do that this weekend. We'll see how that goes. It is an incredible weekend. It really is weather-wise. It's amazing right now. I'm very happy about it. I'm glad that I got a little fire. I'm glad that little Penny's out here with me. And I'm thankful to have some little Halloween candy. Like I said, I got little boxes of those nerds. Those things are great. What's your favorite candy? What's your favorite Halloween candy? You know, there's candy that comes out during this time that you never see any other time. And there's some I remember from a long time ago that I never see anymore. And by the way, guess what I had last weekend? I was really excited. This is, you know, some of you may not worry about this, but I had a lolly. But it was a super duper size lolly. But remember lollies? I'm talking the real lollies, the ones that kind of dissolve like kind of a chalky dissolve in your mouth. Not one of the fake ones that came out later. I think the fake ones might have had the plastic sticks to them. But the lollies were like $5, and then somebody would buy a whole handful of them, and then they'd go to the school and they'd sell them for 25 cents. Remember those guys that are now billionaires when they got older? But they're super duper lollies, and it was at Cracker Barrel. And I got a couple of those, and it was delicious. Oh, I love those things. Those were great. But I don't like the big lolly ones. I like the little ones. They fit in the mouth, where the big ones are just too big. Break your teeth. Ugh. I guess as a kid you don't care, but you have another set to come in. But anyway, that's what's going on right now on a Bigfoot Friday. I thought I'd tell you guys a Bigfoot story, one that I've experienced, because until I really can get this computer back into, or the software back into getting another person live from another area without having any audio problems, I'd rather give you guys great video. And heck, I've got stories myself. Oh my gosh, that fire. Woo. Hold on, I don't want to burn this. Hold on. Hold on, I'll adjust. Oh, that's nice, huh? That's nice now. There you go. That was really nice, right? Excellent. You can listen to Squatch Man tell his stories for hours. Well, that's because he will tell you for hours. Squatch Man's good that way. He was at the Blue Rocker Bash, and I've got video of him. I haven't been able to put it up yet. He's so funny. But hopefully I'll be out there tomorrow. I should be there tonight, but, you know, family responsibilities. Even though Nerner says she can take care of herself, she's not the best at that. Shortly here, I'm going to have to go and turn the station for her because she doesn't know how to turn the station. Anyway, so I want to tell you guys a neat Bigfoot story. I've got quite a few of them that I've experienced myself, and I'll let you guys just enjoy it as you watch the fire. And I make sure that Penny's little fur isn't close to it. She's pretty good about staying away from it. And from afar, it's funny because she's got that little blonde head. And from time to time, I'll look around and she is chasing something. I'll see something like run by, and then I'll see her behind it because of her little blonde head. And they're both of them are bouncing, and she's behind them. I don't know if it's a squirrel or groundhog or what it is, but it's very funny to see. It's very cute because a little tiny Penny's chasing something her same size, and she's like protecting the mini Rosa here. We call it the Mini Rosa. That's what my dad called this property, the Mini Rosa. So I've kind of told some of my stories before. So I'd like to think about one that I didn't tell. And I don't know if I've told this one or not. And if you've heard it, I'm sorry. If not, you know, I'll go ahead and tell it anyway. Because it was pretty interesting. And I have a handful of them, but here's one. This was in an undisclosed area of Alabama, and in the middle of a whole bunch of other things that have occurred. I was sitting there at the fire with someone else, and we were talking, and pretty much everybody else went it was dark, you know, it's probably 11:30, 12, something like that, and everybody else had went out searching, you know, through the area into the different hot spots that they knew, you know, and I was there by the camp and by the fire. I'd kind of done it, you know, I'd kind of been out there and experienced things already, and I thought, I'm just going to sit here by the fire. And that's where all the tents were, and everybody's little camper or anybody that had anything set up was right there. It was a nice bonfire, and there was at least, I guess, 2 or 3 of us there. One person I had just met and I guess he was part of like a youth group or something like that. And he had brought his kids, and a lot of the people, you know, they had kids, and at this point there was probably, I think, 4 kids, 2 kids per a family kind of thing. So it was like 4 kids that were there that evening, and they were already in bed in their tents, and they were kind of on the perimeter of the campground, which was amazing to me that these people, this was all new to me when I was in Alabama doing this stuff, right? And I was really learning this about 5-6 years ago, or maybe more now, but that's where I first learned about this, and in this area too. And so the kids were on the outside perimeter tents, and they're in their tents sleeping, and it did crack me up because the parents would all say, yeah, I bring my kids. I'm like, aren't you kind of concerned bringing your kids? And they'd all say, oh, no, no, no. Never had any problems, and they're actually bait. I'm like, what? No, yeah, the kids are bait. These things love kids. They really love kids, and they come closer when the kids are around. I'm like, and you're not concerned? No, not at all. And this is how most people speak of the Bigfoot, the hairy man, the Yeti, the Sasquatch, whatever you want to call the forest friends. You know, those of you listening, you understand that. So, you know, I was new to this. I'm thinking, okay, all right, I'm listening. I was listening to everything. I was taking it all in. I already had some experiences at this time. We're sitting at the fire, and the guy that was there that had 2 kids that were already in the tent, he kind of, he had put his kids to bed, and he came back over, let's see, I guess he came back over for a little bit, maybe had a beer or something like that. And, you know, people kick back as well, and they have a couple beers at the campfire. They're not worried about driving anywhere. You know, I've had some people say, oh, it's a bunch of drunk people seeing these Bigfoot. No. Well, were they drinking beer? Well, sometimes some people do. And you guys that are into this, you already know. I mean, that doesn't, if you get beers in you, it doesn't, I'm not a beer drinker, but if you have beers in you, it doesn't take away what occurs. It doesn't take away, and it doesn't bring Bigfoot to you either. You know, you don't get drunk and see a Bigfoot. If you do get drunk and see a Bigfoot, I bet that would be, I don't know if that'd be a good thing or bad. I wouldn't want to be in that position. But so this guy had a couple beers, and you could tell he didn't drink much, not a big deal. You know, he was just kind of letting loose a little bit, and he was going to go over there, and he might have had like 2 beers kind of guy, right? So he goes back, and he says, oh, I'm going to go over, I'm going to sleep with my kids now. I'm going to go over and take care of the kids, stay with my kids. So he goes over to the tent, and so it's just me and someone else at that point, just 2 of us. And next thing we know, the guy comes back, you know? And he starts saying, you guys, and he waits until there was like a time to talk. Me and the other guy were talking. And he waits till there's an opening, which I wish he would have just butted in, but it's funny that he was so polite. And he said, you guys, just, you know, want you to know. And he had a little slur, just a tiny bit, poor little thing. Really nice man. And he said, I was, you know, going to be with my kids. I said, I went and I had to, you know, go to the bathroom. And so, you know, a guy goes in the woods, or goes in the weeds. You don't go, you know, we were like in this area where it was flat, and then there was, you know, in this one area, this one spot, there was, you know, trees around that spot. There was a whole bunch like that. It was basically a hunting grounds, okay? So it was a private hunting area. So hunters out there know that there's these like flat spots, you know, cleared spots, and the woods are all around it, right? So we were in one of those. And so he relieved himself in some pretty tall grass, and he said while he did that, he said he heard a bunch of growls. And I was like, what? You know, because I kept hearing people talk about growls. So he was talking about these growls, and he said, why don't y'all come over here? It's over by the tent where the kids are. And he said, you know, he asked us to come over there. Now I'm thinking, okay, I'll go over there. But by the time we're over there, it's going to be gone. I mean, because this guy took a leak, heard the growls, walked over to where we were, was politely waiting for us to get to a stopping point in our conversation, told us about it, now we're going to get up. We're going to all walk over there. And I just think, I'm thinking there's no way they're still going to be there. But, what do I know? So I'm like, okay, I'm game. Let's go. But that was my thought, right? I'm thinking, oh, they're not going to be there. When people say, look, there's eye shine right there. And you look, you don't see any eye shine because, it's gone already, right? So we go over there. And the guy starts going through the weed area, and going, trying to figure out where he was. And as he's going through these weeded area, I'm realizing this is where this guy took a leak. I am walking in the weeds where he just went to the bathroom. And I'm either walking on it or brushing up against it because there were some tall weeds. Mindless to say how many spiders were in that field when you saw the reflection from the lights that were on your head and they shined out on the field. You wouldn't believe that was like, I thought it was freaking dew on the ground and the light was flickering and reflecting off the dew. But no, it was spider eyes, and there were billions of them out there. It was scary. I can't believe people would lay on that ground. Anyway, that's another story too. But so we go through the weeds. And I'm realizing, oh my gosh, this guy's pee is right all around me or on the weeds that I just brushed up against. I'm thinking that. And then all of a sudden, heard this growl. It was like nothing I've ever heard before in my life. And it got all three of our attention right then and there. It was deep. It was loud. And it seemed to be about anywhere from 5 to 10 feet away. Right where the tree line was. The kids' tents, one is to the right, one is to the left. They're sleeping away. And there is something monstrous size, 5 to 10 feet away. It's in the dark, right? In the dark. We're in pea weeds right now. And this growl, like I've never heard. It was deep, and it was loud, and you felt it. We all stopped and just looked like, oh my gosh. And you couldn't see anything, but we all knew where it came from. And at that moment, I was noticing, thinking to myself, how big this thing must be to sound like that. And the fact that it's about 5 to 10 feet away where the tree line is from pea weeds to that little tiny, maybe a little bit of area, maybe that might be a little open pathway, possibly open from weeds. I don't even think that was the case. But to the tree line. And I thought, we're not at the zoo. We're not somewhere where there's a gate or a fence or anything like that. And there's something that is absolutely gigantic that just growled and let us know we were there. And it's obviously been there for, I would say, probably a good at least 5 to 7 minutes, because that guy was dealing with it. He came over, walked all the way over after he finished going to the bathroom, waited politely to break in, told us slowly what happened. We walked back over and then heard it. And I'm just thinking, this thing's right there. It's just right there. There's nothing in between us. And then a second growl occurred. It was deeper. It was bigger. It was just like from the deepest, darkest depths of something gigantic. And I don't know why, but I got the feeling there were two. And I got the sense that there was one standing up and one kneeling down. Now, or squatting down. Doesn't mean that was the case. I have no idea. Didn't get to see it. But that's what my ambiance told me. That's what I work on a lot, my ambiance, what's around, what's going on. It's something that's taught with remote viewing, and you practice it a lot, and there's things to sharpen your senses on that, your spidey senses. But I really kind of learned it my own by growing up in a haunted house, and I learned ambiance pretty quickly because I wanted to know where that ghost was so that I could be on the other side of the house, right? So I picked up on that long ago just due to fear. and trying to save myself. So the second growl occurred, and that's the envision that I got, was there was one standing up and one kind of squatting down, and they were looking. And they were obviously looking right at us, and they growled. And when that second growl started happening, one of the three guys started dancing, some Indian dance, and started chanting, which, and I don't know where that came from. I kind of wished he didn't do it, because I think that, I think we should have stayed quiet. And who knows what would have happened. Maybe they would have growled again, but I don't know if that was the best move. I don't know where it came from. Kind of scared me in many ways. Then the other guy, had a little bit of drinking going on, but I realized that I had this light on my head. And I said, you know what, I'm going to turn this light on. What am I doing? I can turn this light on. I'm going to point exactly where I heard both of those growls, and I'm going to see what's there. And I was going to turn on the red light, because, those red lights, you could see pretty far. And I know I could have seen there at the tree line. But I turned it on, and there was nothing there. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. And I shined that whole area with the red light. Nothing at all. And there's no way that something could have been there and then walked away, especially something as big as that sound. Even if there was just one, there's no way something could have walked away without us hearing it. Whether it would have went backwards, to the left, to the right, diagonally, straight for us, you would have heard it. It was, it's an area where you would have heard twigs, branches breaking. You would have heard the leaves and the foliage on the ground. And there was absolutely nothing. And the trees were so close together. You could hear us walking just through the weeds alone, much less if you were right in the trees and everything that's in there. There was not a sound. There was no evidence of anything being there. And that was probably freakier than knowing that 5 to 10 feet away from you, something gigantic was growling, was the fact that when you put the light on it, exactly knowing where they were, that there was nothing there. And that's amazing, because you knew they were there. You could feel them. You could tell. You could hear them. They didn't do anything to hurt us or didn't go toward us. But when the light was on them, they were gone. And there's been many cases, obviously, that I've dealt with that and seen that. But I know that many of you guys will tell that same story. And that's where people come up with cloaking or interdimensional, and they go into a dimension. Whatever it is, we really need that technology. That would be awesome. The Bigfoot cloak. I tell you, I don't have any idea what that is, how to do it. None of us do. We have theories and thoughts, but that was pretty amazing. There was no mind speak at that time, which I had mind speak with them. They didn't at least talk to me, and none of the other two mentioned nothing about that. But it was kind of funny, because we went back to the fire, sat there, and we're like amazed and talking about it. And then within an hour or so, all the other people started coming back, and some people had experiences, some didn't. They believed that there were two tribes in this area, and it seems to be funny, and I think most of you guys can also relate to the fact that, you don't have to go out and look for them. They'll come to you. And everybody else went and dispersed in other areas where, all you had to do is be by the campfire. Oh, that's my hair, y'all. All you had to do is be by the campfire, and they came to us. And like people said, it was the kids were the bait, and that's right where they were. They were right where the kids' tents were. Oh my gosh. To me, I don't know if I would, I don't know. I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there yet. But I don't have any kids that I know of. But if I did, I don't know that I would put them there. Maybe with as many experiences as other people have had, but some people don't have any experiences at all and they'll still do that. Like, smack. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed that story here on Bigfoot Friday. Don't always have to have another guest. That's one of the things that I enjoy about my background in the situations of broadcasting, because I go out and do this too. You know, I'm one of you guys. I am searching for the truth. I'm trying to pull it all together. I've studied ETs, hybrids, remote viewing, ghost, you know, the abductions, a ton of stuff throughout the years. And, you know, one of the later things was, the Bigfoot thing, getting into the cryptocurrency now, but it doesn't mean I'm taking away from any of these other things, because I'm trying to take those things and, put the pieces of the puzzle together and see how they all relate. And there seems to be some relatability there, right? So, I don't know. Hopefully we can figure out some things, but the only way is to communicate. But that's what I was saying, is one of the great things that I enjoy is, my background is broadcasting, whether it's radio or television. And to be able to take my passion of searching for the truth and adding it together is a wonderful thing. Because, I was on Coast recently, and the guy I was interviewing was about to tell us some really good UFO conspiracy secret stuff, and the connection went away. And for 2 hours, I did my own thing, and thank goodness I could, because going out and studying this and talking to people and knowing it for decades, just like most of you guys have. So the gift of gab works, especially when you've got the content behind you. It's happened a couple times here on bluerocktalk, where technical difficulties, where, by the way, I'll tell you if it was my technical difficulty, but if it's something else that I can't explain, I'll tell you that too. And that was with Derek Tyler, if you guys remember that. And so, I had to kind of go on myself, and that was cool too. That's all fine and dandy. I don't mind doing that. And a lot of other people couldn't, because they're just a broadcaster. They don't know anything about this. So I'm very happy about that. It works. I've been in those situations where I was a pit reporter for car racing and boat racing, and I could tell you what stories I was supposed to tell you, and it was all live. There was some feature stuff that was recorded, but for the most part, all those races and everything, we're bringing them to you live. So if I'm doing any pit reporting live and something happens, I'm not the best ad-libber at that point, because I can't really talk much about it. I would just pull somebody else in. But here, if there's some technical difficulty and I got to go at it, I can go at it. And I like that. I really do, because it's interesting and I love it just as much as you guys do. So I hope you enjoyed the fire, and I hope that somebody can record for me the live chat. I'm going to have to see what Penny's over there investigating right now. I see her little blonde head with her little ears sticking up. She's so cute. And all you see is the head and the four paws, because the rest of her's black, right? And I'm sure I got to go in there and turn the station for Ner. So, you know what? I'll let you enjoy the fire. And if I come back and there's some questions, I'll take a look at it, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Ner has decided to go to bed. I got there too late to turn the station for her. So let me see what we've got here before my phone dies. See if there's any questions I can help you guys out with. It is a very nice fire. It is a very nice evening. I'm hoping you guys can really hear those crickets. Oh, that's my phone. Y'all see that? Sorry, let me get it out of your view. That was an ugly view, wasn't it? It kind of ruins it, doesn't it? Let's see here. Where's Derek now? Derek is in the process of making his second book. He might be getting close to having that one done. Looking forward to it. It's always interesting. Oh, let's see here. Thank you, John, for saying that. I'm glad that you liked it too, Rev Davey. Very interesting vintage sounds. Thank you. Thanks, Mary. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was the truth. That was real stuff. It was Yogi and Boo Boo. Well, I never realized Yogi and Boo Boo were that freaking big. They were big. It was crazy. It was startling to realize that they were that close, and there was nothing in between you. Nothing in between you to save you. And I just thought, this is insane. I thought we're not at like a zoo where there's something there. We're out in the middle of nowhere with these big beings that people say don't exist, and you know, I'm hearing two big freaking growls from something that's not supposed to be. I still don't understand that. I don't understand that people constantly have sightings. There's constant evidence. And why police or anybody else, and you know, why doesn't anybody else get involved? Why is it laughed at? Why would they not be going, wait a minute, there's a big old something, even if it's a big giant man outside your perimeter of your home, beating on your windows and doors. Wouldn't they then be worried about, we better go get whoever that is and watch, and, you know, it's scaring you all to death kind of thing? But when it's like Bigfoot kind of thing, they don't do anything. There's I can't even put it into words what I'm trying to ask, because if there is some big giant, and I know you all don't, there's a lot of Bigfooters out there, they don't want to hear the word monster, okay? But let's just say this giant monster, you know, I grew up watching monster movies, so a big old monster is outside your house. Let's say it's Frankenstein. You know, and for real, there's a big giant Frankenstein out there, and I call the police better come and help me out. Now, if I'm somebody new to the Bigfoot world, like most people, you know, a lot of people that are new to it are the ones that get startled the most, because they're freaking out. What the heck is this, right? And nobody does anything about it. They don't look into it. What's that tell you? What is it? What is hampering them from talking about it, discussing it, you know, saying, hey, this is real too? That they might lose their job? Really? Or is it something bigger stopping them? Because like in the ET world, and this is where I like to say how things relate to each other. In the ET world, okay, let's say that somebody is an abductee. Okay, let's just say you're married and your spouse is an abductee. All right, or contactee, or experiencer, what everybody wants to hear. I feel like I'm Gerald Celente now, you know, because I hate all this politically correct way to say things, because I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just trying to tell the story. And, you know, an experiencer, an abductee, and a contactee, here's the differences of them. An abductee is someone who doesn't like that they're abducted. A contactee is one that likes it and is okay with it. And an experiencer is probably one also that is okay with being taken. Now, that's your own personal decision, but in telling the story, I don't know what you are. And to me, you're abducted. You are taken against your will. From what I've learned from it, what I know about it, you're taken. And it's not like you have a choice. So anyway, so let's say you and a spouse are, yeah, that fire's picking up nicely, isn't it? Let's say your spouse is abducted, okay? And let's even say that you happen to see it. Okay, you see it. You see your spouse being lifted up, taken out the window, through the window. Window's not open. They just go through the window with a beam of light. And you're scared out of your mind. And then finally they come back and you're freaking. And then in the morning, you both wake up and you don't remember anything about it. Or let's just say you're conscious enough to remember it, but within an hour or so, that memory dissolves from your mind and you don't care that it occurred. You're not freaking out. You're not going, holy cow, what happened? Kind of like when the Bigfoot sounds, those growls were happening 5 to 10 feet away from me. I kind of stopped and went, oh my gosh, they're right there. Holy cow. I realized that. These people, the people that see an abduction, which people will see them, but they end up forgetting it. It gets wiped from their memory. It gets taken away from them. So the Greys, that's what the theory is, the Greys come and get the person and abduct them and then take them to whatever other aliens up there do all the work, or whoever does the little, anal probes or whatever. Too much South Park. I apologize. But they erase the minds of not just the abductee, not just the one that was taken, not the experiencer, not just the contactee, but they erase the minds of the people around that see it too or come around contact to it. Okay, so I'm wondering if maybe the Bigfoot thing has something to do with that too. Maybe somehow they also, take away your fear to maybe the people around the situation, but they can also, kind of erase the minds of, or make people think, oh, this is a joke, if the police come, or no, and that's maybe one of the reasons none of the other people get involved, because maybe these things do something too, like the ET do, to keep people from being concerned about it, or they laugh at it. And maybe it's not something that's one-on-one. Maybe there's just something out there that's some sort of deterrent or shield that's already out there that keeps people from getting inquisitive like us. And see, that's where I believe people like us, we're aware. And we are aware that we are aware, which is even better. But the people that aren't aware, they're in some sort of like fog or mist that they can't get away from. It's just always around them. They just don't have the radar for it. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, if I'm in some sort of protective SWAT team or police or some type of situation like that, and someone tells me about something big like that, I'm going to get the whole crew out and say, let's go find this. That doesn't happen. Why things that are scarier than even a person breaking into your home, where it's something that you can't define? You don't have the files in your computer, the knowledge files in your own brain, which is the computer, and you cannot pull up what it is that you're seeing. Because it does not compute, literally does not compute. It is not in your brain files at all. It is not to be in your knowledge. It is not supposed to be. You're told it's not real, and you can't figure out what it is that you're seeing in front of you because it does not compute. It was not put in our system, our computer data, in our own bodies and mind and brain to be. And it gets kind of deep. I can get kind of deep with this, but, who even puts that knowledge in there? And is it limited knowledge by somebody here on this planet so that we don't know those things? And then when we do see those things, we freak out? Or is it that these things have come from somewhere else and they weren't really ever supposed to be here? Or vice versa with us. We were somewhere else with the limited knowledge that we have in our brains. Even though we think it's a ton, it's really limited. And maybe, people said that we were seated here and all these other things were here before us. So if we're seated here and we were only given so much knowledge, and now we're starting to see some of these other things that have been here forever, You know, and that's what's freaking us out too. I don't know. We can go on, and it's fun, and that's what I love about this. And if I could write, maybe I'd have one of those novels making some big bucks. But until then, you'll have more Crypto Connie in the future. And I hope you guys have enjoyed Bigfoot Friday. I am going to, am I going to get a marshmallow? No, I'm going to eat those nerds. That's going to be enough for me. But I'm going to enjoy the fire too. And I hope you guys have a great night. And I hope somebody can get the questions for me. Penny is looking at me like, come on, Connie, let's go to bed, man. What are you doing? What are we doing out here? I'll check one real quick time for any neat little questions here. I hear Vintage Sound says, I heard the Bigfoots are the guards of the Greys. What do you think? You know, I do think they might be related. Some people say they're not related at all. They don't help each other at all. I think that they're, you know, both of these, I don't know, what do you call them, races, beings? I think I know that the Bigfoot are highly intelligent. I do not think they're apes. I do not think they're goofy and dumb and just tromping around the woods. They are highly intelligent. And they have to know about the aliens and vice versa. So I think they do know about each other. Sometimes I kind of think that the Bigfoot might be, you know, the Wookiee that is actually maybe possibly protecting what other aliens, whether they're Greys or reptilians or whatever, might be searching for. And I think it's not always people. I think there's an abduction group and the hybridization project, but I think that there may be more to it where it's, you know, they're underground, you know, getting some of the precious metals that we have. I think gold might be one of the things they're into. I think the Bigfoot could mine very well. Are they? I don't know, but, you know, it's a kind of a cool thought. Would they be protecting maybe one of these other beings out there from also maybe doing searches? Maybe. They could be hired to do that by them. I don't know. But they certainly do a good job of keeping you out of those areas of the woods just by throwing a rock or doing a growl. They wouldn't have to hurt you. So, you know, those are possibilities. But I don't know. You know, that's what's fun about this. That who knows, right? Yeah, people don't like having their world blown to pieces, that's for sure. I don't know what that show hide thing is by Michael Pignatello, Bigfoot or Neanderthal, show or hide. I don't know what that is. I'm going to hit show. It doesn't do anything. I'm only getting some of this stuff, so I'm hoping you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much, you guys. You have a good weekend yourself. I'm glad that you guys could be a part of Bigfoot Friday. Please continue to share this with people. Maybe if you're in a Bigfoot group or something like that, please share it with them and tell them to subscribe and to hit that notification bell so they'll be a part of it. I really need to grow my audience so I can keep this thing going. We're getting there. We're not to 5,000 yet. We're not even to 3,000 yet. So, you know, we got to keep going. I got people that said they would invest in it when it got to about 10,000 people. So I got a long way to go. But I know you guys are out there and you all have friends. So if you can get your friends to subscribe, that'll be fantastic. Again, have them hit that notification bell so they will, you know, because the views are important as well. And I hope you guys enjoy the other things on the playlist. I'm looking forward to having Bishop James Long on soon. Bill Bean also, and he and I connected when he said happy birthday to me. I haven't talked to Bill in a while. I'd like to get him on. And there's just so many other people to get on. I love being on Coast to Coast. Thank you guys for celebrating 3 years with me. I hope there's many more. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know the next time I'm on. And I guess I'll find out, you know, soon. But I've had a great 3 years and looking forward to more. And, of course, Blue Rock Talk continues. So you guys take care. Have a safe and happy rest of the evening. And if I don't talk to you, I'm sure I will. But if not, have a happy Halloween. All right? Bye. Bye, Blue Rockers. Let's see if I can do this. Yo. 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 Bye. Penny says good night. Hope somebody can save the chat, please.